Go with me in the book of Matthew chapter 10.
Mathayo 10.
Matthew chapter 10.
Mathayo 10.
From verses 40.
Kuma laini ya 40.
The Bible says, he who receives you receives me.
Mundu uria okumwitikira inyue ninie etikira.
He who receives me receives him who sent me.
Na uria okunjitikira nie nietikirite uria wandekirie.
Look at verses 41.
Laini ya 41.
He who receives a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward.
Mundu uria ogwitikira munabii tondu ni munabii niakaheo utungati o uria uheagwo munabii.
And he who receives a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward.
Na uria ogwitikira mundu muthingu tondu ni mundu muthingu niakaheo utungati o uria uheagwo mundu.
Look at verses 42. And whosoever shall give to drink and one of these little ones a cup of cold water, only in the name of a disciple, verily I say unto you, he shall in no wise lose his reward.
Now ando aya anyinyi mundu owothe okahe umwe wao ona aya giko ona ari gikombe kia mai mahoro anywe tondu ni murutwo ndakaga kuheo utungati wake.
That scripture is talking to us about serving the grace that we want to attract in our lives. Number one thing that you find there is serving the grace. When you hear the Bible talk about giving a cup of cold water, that's the service. And it speaks of the lowest level of service. The service of offering a cold water. Water is a common commodity. And nobody can say you don't have water. You may lack money, you may lack things, but nobody can say you don't have water. Ask your neighbor, do you have some water? Even in your own house? Anybody without water? In her life or in the house? Even during droughts and famine, especially towards here the Kirinyaga, water is available to everyone. Hard to lack water. And like in our place here, we don't buy water. Water is everywhere. And with everyone. But look at your neighbor and ask them, literally, have you given someone just a cup of cold water? But the Bible reckons that as servanthood. That's why when I come in your house, even if I'm not to eat, I will always request for a cup of cold water. That's the lowest level of service. And the lowest as it is, people don't even serve with cold water. Ask your neighbor, when did you give someone a cup of cold water without them asking? At times, do we need to begin to go with some water to visit some people? And mimi sina kitu, lakini nimepewa maji, nimekuletea tu maji baridi. But that's the lowest. I think we have some better things than the cup of cold water. And this tells us, nobody can say you have nothing to serve God with. And when you lack, so when we have a fundraiser here, and kabisa you are saying you don't have anything, let them mtungi ya maji. How true is that? It's the Bible. Now, this is Jesus speaking. What is he saying? If you recognize this one is a prophet, and you know she is a prophet, you welcome them in your house. You serve them in the lowest level of service by offering a cup of cold water to them. Because he is a prophet, you shall receive the reward of a prophet. Let me repeat it again. Once you recognize this as a prophet, and you serve him in the name of a prophet, what does that mean? You serve him because you recognize him as a prophet, and you serve him as the lowest level. You offer a cup of cold water, even without praying, even without the prophet saying to you, "That says the Lord." The reward of the prophet will come upon you. What is this prophet's reward? This is what it means. The prophetic grace upon the prophet will come upon you. A share, a portion of the grace he carries will come upon you. So the grace will come upon you. And therefore the prophet does not need to lay hands on you. The prophet doesn't need to tell you, "God bless you." He does not need to tell you, "Receive the grace." No. Only to serve. When you serve him, because you recognize and reference him as a prophet, you serve from the lowest level. You offer a cup of cold water. Then the grace will come upon you. And Jesus continued to say, if you serve a man of God, because he is a man of God, and you serve him from the lowest level, you offer a cup of cold water to a man of God, because he is a man of God. The grace upon the man of God, a portion of it will come over you. Are you seeing these things? The grace that he carries, you share of it
No kaweno aiwao.
coming upon your life.
Oge kama tolena wako.
What is Jesus trying to say?
Yesu aliyekuwate.
Simply, this is what he is saying.
Ndumubara wao.
The grace you serve
Otuyowa otungata.
is a grace that you receive.
Niyo otuyowa mokera.
You cannot serve a certain grace you go empty-handed.
Doge tungata otugimona. Otugimoko madeni.
It will catch up with you.
No ginya yiterera yore.
It will come upon you.
No ginya koyore.
What is Jesus saying?
Yesu aliyekuwate.
He is saying
Arauga.
the grace that you will serve,
Otuyowa otungata.
the grace that you will serve,
Otuyowa otungata.
is the grace that will work for you.
Niyo otuyowa otungata.
The grace you do not serve,
Otuyowa otungata.
if you have no business with you, you don't have any business with that grace. The grace will have no business with you. But the grace you serve is the grace that will serve you. I know in the book of Kings, you know the story of the the Shunammite woman. The Shunammite woman was very rich. She had everything minus a child. You know, you can be very rich to a level you don't realize what you are lacking. That's why you find rich people don't see needs, even when they are there. And the opposite is true engineer. You can be very poor to an extent you don't see even what you have been given. That is the woman whose husband was a prophet. And the prophet died, leaving behind the debt. And the woman goes to Elisha, tells Elisha, you know, my husband was a prophet. He died, leaving debts behind. And now auctioneers are coming to sell everything, including me and the children. And the prophet asks, what do you have in your house? She says, nothing except some small oil. So it means even the small oil that she had was also nothing to her. She's so poor. Even what she had, she could not see it. The Shunammite and the family were rich. But they served Elisha. They had lived long without a child. They could not see the need that was there until they served the grace upon Elisha. They built an upper room, put a table there, put a bed there, put a lampstand there, put a chair there. They served the man. And Elisha is asking, what can we do for you? The woman says nothing. She's so rich. She needed nothing. But she could not remember there was no child. Until the servant told Elisha about the need for a child in that home. After serving the prophetic grace upon Elisha, they had provoked the grace. And when you read the Bible, Elisha never said, "That says the Lord." No. No. He spoke out of the prophetic grace. It is the grace of the man speaking. And told the woman, next year, a time like this, you will behold your baby. Did it happen? Did it happen? Come on, did it happen? Yes. It happened. How did it happen? The woman and the husband served the grace of a prophet. And the prophet's reward, the one came upon the Shunammite woman family. Opened a door that had closed for many years. They received their child. And you remember that child later died. But because the child was born out of the prophetic grace, the same grace that gave the child raised the child from the dead. Jesus said, whosoever shall serve a man of God or a prophet or the least ones of me and give them a cup of cold water because he is a prophet, he shall receive the prophet's reward. Because he is a man of God, he shall receive the reward of the man of God. Because he is a righteous man, he will receive the righteous man's reward. One of the ways to obtain the grace upon your life is by serving that grace. Is by serving that grace. Serving that grace. That's what we see between Paul and Timothy. Timothy really served Paul. And he used to be a servant, a messenger. Be sent to that church. Sent with some assignment there. But he all began by serving Paul personally. He had the heart of Paul. He had the heart of Paul. He had the mind of Paul. And the grace upon Paul came upon Timothy. Later he became a pastor of a very big church. He became a pastor like Paul. That's what we see. Look at Jesus. and his disciples.
na arutwo make.
Mark says,
Mark akauga,
the book of Mark says,
ibuku rĩa Mariko rĩkauga,
Jesus chose the 12
Jesu akĩthura aya 12
that they might be with him.
nĩgetha makorwo me hamwe nake.
What does that mean?
Ũndũ ũrĩa kuuga atĩa?
He first chose the 12
Kĩndũ kĩa mbere yambire kũthura aya 12
to serve him,
nĩgetha mamũtungate,
just to be with him.
nĩgetha makorwo me hamwe nake.
Wafuafue manguo,
Bũrabũre nguo,
wapigapige pasi,
mabũrabũre bathi,
wachotachote maji,
matare maĩ,
wakimbilie mikate ya kukuliwa,
magĩre mĩgate ya kũrĩo,
wapake viatu rangi,
na makĩiga rangi,
serving Jesus.
gũtungata Jesu.
They were servants first.
Marĩ kĩndũ kĩa mbere.
And Jesus taught him servanthood.
Na Jesu akĩmaruta ũhoro wa ũtungata.
Even when he washed their feet.
Ona rĩrĩa amathambagia magũrũ.
And he told them,
Na akĩmera,
the greatest of you,
ũtugi ũkwĩra.
the greatest among you,
Ũrĩa mũnene gatagatĩ kanyu,
must be a servant,
no nginya atuĩke ndungata.
serving others.
Atungate arĩa mangĩ.
He taught them what it meant to be servants.
Akĩmaruta gũtuĩka ndungata nĩ kuuga.
And they stayed with Jesus.
Na nĩmekarĩ na Jesu.
For 3 years they served.
Kwa mĩaka 3 magĩtungataga.
From there,
Kuma bau,
when Jesus ascended into the heavens
rĩrĩa Jesu ambatire matu-inĩ,
and he left them,
na akĩmatiga,
they began to do the works of Jesus.
makĩambia kũruta wĩra wa Jesu.
They began to say the sayings of Jesus.
Makĩambia kuuga ugo wa Jesu.
They began to perform the miracles of Jesus.
Makĩambia gwĩka ciama cia Jesu.
And they were called Christians.
Na magĩtwo Akristo.
Because they were like Jesus.
Nĩ tondũ marĩ ta Jesu.
They had become like Jesus.
Marĩ matuĩke ta Jesu.
They were able to operate like Jesus.
Marĩ mahotire gwĩka ta Jesu.
But from the beginning,
No kuma kĩambĩrĩria.
they were to serve.
Marĩ o nginya matungate.
Let me say this.
Nĩtuge ũũ.
Grace will not come upon you
Ũtugi ũtirĩka igũrũ rĩaku.
until you put yourself into a position to serve.
O nginya wĩige gĩkĩro-inĩ gĩa gũtungatĩra.
And you must begin with the common level of serving cold water.
No nginya wambĩre gĩkĩro kĩnini gĩa gũtungata gĩa gĩkombe kĩa
What is available?
kĩrĩa kĩroneka.
What you already have.
Kĩrĩa kĩo wĩ nakĩo.
What you have already received.
Kĩrĩa kĩo wamũkĩrĩte.
Begin to serve from that level.
Ambie gũtungata gĩkĩro-inĩ kĩu.
Begin to serve with your 10 shillings.
Ambie gũtungata na ikũmi rĩaku.
Just the 10.
Ikũmi.
That's 5 bob.
Ciringi icio ithano.
That's 50.
Mĩrongo icio ithano.
If that is your level,
Akwa kĩo nĩkĩo gĩkĩro gĩaku.
begin to serve from that level.
Ambie gũtungata gĩkĩro-inĩ kĩu.
Even the only water that you have, serve with that water.
Tungata na maĩ acio.
But if you have been given milk, serve with milk. Don't go for water.
Akorwo wetwendia tungata na iria ndũkarete maĩ.
Is that right?
Tumekorwana.
Serve from the level that God has put you in.
Tungata gĩkĩro-inĩ kĩrĩa Ngai akuigĩte thĩinĩ wake.
But God has called each one of us to serve.
No Ngai etĩte o mũndũ witũ nĩgetha atungate.
The grace you serve,
Ũtugi ũrĩa ũtungataga.
the grace will work for you.
Ũtugi ũcio nĩguo ũrĩkũrutĩra wĩra.
And the grace will come upon your life.
Na ũtugi ũcio nĩũrĩka igũrũ rĩa mũtũrĩre waku.
The grace that you do not serve,
Ũtugi ũcio ũtaratungatĩra.
never go for it.
Ndũkathi kũrĩa ũrĩ.
It will reject you.
Nĩũrĩkũrega.
It will reject you.
Nĩũrĩkũrega.
The grace that you despise will also despise you.
Ũtugi ũcio wanyararie nĩũrĩkũnyarara.
You see, the king of Israel is accompanied with other kings to go for war.
Nĩũrona mũthamaki wa Isiraeli mabatanĩte na aya mangĩ makathi mbaara-inĩ.
But he has despised the Lord his God.
No akanyarara Ngai.
It's only Jehoshaphat that is there.
No Jehoshafatu wĩ hau.
The king that really feared God.
Mũthamaki ũrĩa wetigĩrĩte Ngai.
And God speaks through the prophet
Na Ngai akĩaria kũhetũkĩra mũnabii
to
ũcio
the king of Israel.
kwĩ muthamaki wa Israeli.
And he's telling the king of Israel, why don't you go to the gods of your fathers and your mothers whom you serve and recognize? The God of God. Because those are the gods that you value, recognize and serve. And then he says, worry not for Jehoshaphat. I would not have even looked at your face. The grace is rejecting the king of Israel. Because the king had no value for God. He was not out to serve the God of Israel, but he was serving the gods of his fathers and his mothers. In times of need, remember to go to the God that you serve. In times of crisis, learn to the grace that you serve. Otherwise, the grace you don't serve will reject you. Even when it is released, it will go back. So one of the ways to obtain grace upon our lives is by serving. Serving. And the beginning from the lowest level. The level of giving or offering cold water. Are you a servant? Are you really serving? Because you will never become anything by doing nothing. You begin to do something that can cause you to become something. The something you do, the something you become. You don't do anything, you don't become anything. We grow by serving. And the more you serve, the more you grow in the grace of God. And the more you continue to serve, the closer you become like the grace that you serve. It is the will of God. Me and you from today, upon our lives, we obtain grace. It will not just come by prayers. No matter how many days you close yourself in the powerhouse, no matter how many days you pray and fast, and all those things are good. It is until you put yourself in a position to serve. Number one, you serve willingly. Number two, serve sacrificially. Kujitoa kama dhabihu. You serve sacrificially. You serve when it is convenient and when it is not convenient. You sacrificially serve. You devote yourself to serve. Then we retire. Like Elisha. People will look at you and say, we see the grace of his father upon him. We see the grace of his father upon him. We see the grace of that prophet upon him. We see the grace of that man of God upon him. we see
tunaona
upon him.
yule yako
Now,
leo
are you willing to serve?
nina ngoja kutukata.
Are you willing to serve?
Nina ngoja kutukata.
Are you willing to devote yourself to serve?
Nuri gwa topelena wewe mwenye ndo tukate.
Bow down your hand.
Ndio mtu wako.
I want you to talk to God
Ndio waliye ngai.
about what he has spoken to you.
Nito wake akwaliya.
Pray.
Oya.
The Spirit of God will help you from today
Atiroho wanga yeye wote kuma umuri.
in your area of service.
Jirani yako ya utukata.
Refuse to be idle.
Lega kuikarongo.
Refuse just to lie just there.
Lega kuikarohau.
Decide from your heart.
Tua kumangoni yako.
Make a commitment
Yana ndo wakwebana.
to begin to serve
Kwa bio tukata.
from